Greetings and welcome to episode 170 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod USA campaign. This, my friends, is how we left it last time, where we are trying to quell the Swedes, and they really have been a thorn in our side. We've got a number of thorns in our side, let's be absolutely honest here. We've got Persia as well, who really have been drawing a significant portion of our military sort of strength away into the Middle East, even though we didn't want to be there at the time. We've had to respond to them being incredibly aggressive towards our assets within the Middle East. We have sort of got them under control now, as it were, because it was a time where they were going to threaten Jerusalem and indeed Damascus. So I think we've just put that sort of threat to being pushed back considerably, but still not over, still not by. And also, of course, the Marines really have done a sterling job. They really have done a wonderful job there, striking behind the Persian lines, drawing forces away from them as well. But we've still got to keep our eyes peeled here, make sure nothing slips through the net there. But we've also had Sweden, who have struck in the New World against us, which is extraordinary when you think about it. It really, really is. But now we're going to put an end to this. We are going to end the Swedish menace here, the Swedish threat here. We are going to take Reykjavik. Once Reykjavik falls, never presume, if Reykjavik falls, we should see the rest of their territories fall into rebel hands. We shall then strike from the New World and take Newfoundland, which was taken from us by the Swedes, because of course our eyes have been firmly shifted into Europe and also the Middle East of late, and because of that we find ourselves now sort of having to sort of almost double back on and trying to protect assets that should never have fallen into Swedish hands, never, but they have. So we've got to deal with the reality and what's in front of us here. So as you can see, we've put a very, very strong strike group here. We really, really have. We've just brought in a reserve army here, just in case. As you can see, they still have some powerful forces here. We've just got to be really, really careful here. We want to end this once and for all, but we are going to just launch an all-out assault against the garrison here in Reykjavik. Hopefully take the city, and hopefully the fall of Sweden will be short behind that. Now, we'll just make sure we've got the correct troops coming in here. I think the infantry would probably be far more beneficial, but then again, we should probably have the cavalry probably would be useful as well at the same time. By the time these come in, we'll probably have the gates open, or at least some of the walls open, because you can see we've got a wonderful complement here of guns ready to launch a devastating volley against the defenders. So at that end, I think we'll just bring these three here. Actually, let's bring them all in here. Then we'll have the infantry behind them, and then the artillery behind that again. Let's get the artillery in good order here. That's more like it. Much more effective then. Of course, we've got this wonderful assault force led by 2 Republican guards here as well, but also Fusiliers. We've got some very experienced line infantry as well. Plenty of cannon. Good complement of horse as well, but lots of horse actually, but more horse than we probably might need. But then again, we could probably flood the defenders with the horse if we make a breach in the wall. So we will be looking. As you can see, they've got a lot of cannon, so that's something we'll look out for. Not the most devastating of caliber, but still, and they've got cavalry as well, and they've got a lot of defenders here as well, line infantry, and also a small reserve force, which will probably meet us first off the bat. So let's continue our siege just for the moment, just so we can show what else is going on here. As you can see, we've brought these armies as well, which luckily weren't anywhere near the defenders at all. And as you can see, some of these regiments are named regiments as well. They've got good complement of troops here, and also the port, a similar amount here. So we've blockaded the port so that their fleets can't be used again, because they got decent fleets here, I must confess, but our fleets really are almost unassailable in terms of what we can put into the field here. There's not many nations that can sort of match up to our fleets. And we'll just quickly move over to the Middle East as well, my friends, just to show you what's going on here. So as you can see, we've had to pull a significant number of our forces here in and around this sort of in and around Syria, which really has been the sort of the heart of the fighting. As you can see, they're still aiming for Syria, but we have given them a sound thrashing here. And also we've sort of surrounded the remnants of this army here that are in Aleppo. So as you can see, we are replenishing and repairing the armies here that were involved in some heavy fighting. We haven't done these yet here, which is an absolute scandal. And get these gentlemen up to full strength here. Same with this army, look at that, down to 2 here. So you can imagine the fighting has been pretty brutal. But this army is at full strength, we might use it to put an end to this one. But again, they're still very powerful here. But we've also taken Baghdad here, or Baghdad has been taken. We've also here, as you can see, got the Marine Corps attacking the capital here. And also with a reserve force of cavalry in also helping as well. So you can see we're still up against a pretty powerful force here. But if we attack Esfahan, these armies here won't actually get involved. Only the garrison will get involved, which is these gentlemen here. And we've got those mortars, which are the absolute bane here. They really, really are. But luckily we do have some good complement of artillery, but we really have sent the absolute creme de la creme here to take Esfahan. And they haven't moved to intercept any of this because we've pretty much cut off the supply of troops. By sort of sealing off the capital here, we've sealed off the amount of troops they can produce and put into the field. So what they have in the field is effectively what they have here, but they've still managed to put another army together here as well. They're still loitering with intent around Baghdad, but they haven't moved in. Baghdad is well defended here. We've got a good core of defenders. And as you can see, we've already got trade moving through here as well, and through Basra. We've also sealed off here the Arabian Sea Peninsula to make sure that nothing else can move through. So we've got good control here of the Persian Gulf. And we should hopefully have control of Persia, which is a huge, huge area. I mean, look at the size of Persia. It's massive. Baghdad, of course, back under our control. Damascus is under our control. We've sealed off any movement now further north or towards Ankara. Of course, we do have the Ottomans here, who we're going to have to deal with at some point. We've also got, once again, the Prussians here, the Germans as it were, still loitering. Look at that, they've actually pushed through the gap here. But we will be able to stop them here at Vienna. And again, we are also besieging Transylvania here. The reason we've got so many troops here is because they've still got these forces here in the Carpathian Mountains. So we've got to be careful here that we don't take our eye off the ball here. If we will take this city, or we will destroy it, we will probably move down and take these, maybe even, we can't move into Galicia here because they're protected by this French. Let's not forget, we gave the French these territories. And of course we still have these armies here, still loitering around here, moving around, but they won't actually engage us. Head on, we'll actually repair that here. Let's make a statement here of intent, but we could move against these forces here, but that would be a fight and a half there. And even though we do sort of outmatch them in terms of the quality of our troops, it would be a brutal fight. Now, of course, we're still at peace with Russia, and as you can see, they are seeing a little bit of trouble. They're coming their way, but for the most part, they are leaving us alone, which we hope will stay that way for a while. They still only have a very, very small amount, as you can see. The Prussians, or the Germans, just have a huge amount of their territory, which is given to them whilst they were allies. We've got France here in the Don. We are effectively surrounded here in Armenia, but they haven't moved against us, which is because this is a pretty good army they've got here, especially with the organ guns, which is an absolute monster. As you can see here, they still got some good armies here. We can't underestimate them. To do so would be probably spell out doom. The Ottomans are also packing a punch with this army here, so we've got to be careful. Hopefully if we take Esfahan, that might just quell them a little bit here. Might be even come to the peace table, which we haven't really done. I wonder if we could come to peace with us, with the Persians, because they're indifferent, so they might. No, I think I'd like to take the capital first, and then look for peace, because that would only leave them with this with Azerbaijan, if they even keep that. So I think we'll go for the full kettle there, as it were, and try and get them all. And look at that, they got problems here as well, the Germans. But our main task this episode is to deal with the Swedes, because they've become a menace to us. They really have. So we are going to launch this assault immediately. I know we set these up here, but actually I shall redo that. That's my fault for doing that. So let's put these gentlemen back in where they need to be. Let's get these guns all lined up thus, and let's take the fight. Let's assault. We're assaulting Reykjavik, my friends. going to be a huge fight. This is, even though we do have the caliber on them, we mustn't underestimate them here, because remember, they are behind full defensive fortifications. But we have to take this fight. We need to defeat the Swedes here. We need to take this fight and take the city, because once we've done that, we will have eliminated a real potent threat to us, because as I said, they've even crept into the New World, which for decades has been fully under our control. No one has dared even step into the New World. But all of a sudden now we've taken our eye off the ball because we've been fighting elsewhere. Most of our resources are now in Europe and the Middle East, and it's allowed them, or we've become lackadaisical. It's allowed enemies to move in against our homeland, just striking within short distance of our capitals even. We can't allow that to happen. No. Let's just pull the cavalry back here out the way just so we can set up here. I mean, look at that. We've got 225 horse guards. I mean, that is extraordinary. And wait a minute. We've got 3 regiments of 225 and 188. I don't even understand what's going on here. I genuinely don't. That's extraordinary. Look at that. And these gentlemen as well, 188. I mean, these could probably take the fight by themselves. They don't even need the rest. Wow, I haven't seen that before. Not before have I seen. What's that? That's, look at the best part of 700 cavalry in 4 regiments. Well, these gentlemen seem left out now, don't they? But I think what we'll do, we'll put these gentlemen on the right flank here. As you can see, we've got the road that sort of loops around the battlefield. So we've cut the road both ways. I'd like to cut the road here again, but also just keep this cavalry on the reserve on the right here. Now we've got our General Cromer, who is assaulting the capital. He's asked to be put in charge of that, and thus we have obliged. General Cromer really is one of our finest generals. As you can see, we're putting behind here, just out of line of sight there of their cannons. And we are going to just stay out of mind. They've got a lot of cannons, so we've got to be careful here what we're doing. We're going to keep our troops out of harm's way until we can assault properly. We can hopefully hide them in here. We can indeed. So we'll probably use the cavalry to do most of our, but we will set them up. We'll set up our artillery first, and then we'll set the infantry up to how we want them to assault. Let's get these gentlemen set up here so we can, at the very least, start to batter away at the defences. And let's take this one out, because that's absolutely fine. How far will it stretch? Don't need here, so we might move them forward a little bit here. I know they're prone to counter-fire, but still, I think we'll just bring them up to here, because the topography here, the battlefield is sort of really undulating. As you see, it slopes down, then comes back up further up here, which is an L shape to this battlefield, which we will use to our advantage. We'll probably put troops over here in this sort of forest area here as well to assault this left-hand side. But I think we'll just put the artillery just slightly forward here. And that will bring us, hopefully, the fire range, the fire arc much deeper. Yes, it does indeed. That's excellent. It'll cover the immediate wall here. We want we want to break open 2 points, one here, so we can get that cavalry in if possible. We might shift the 188 men of this regiment here, the 4th regiment, over to this side here, so we can punch through that hole there if it forms. Should I say when it forms? And also these gentlemen here as well need to be out of harm's way, so we'll just put them here. So good cavalry. We've got some good cavalry there. We do have the Fusiliers, which I think we'll set up to strike on the left-hand side here. Because if we can dispose of some of the units on here, then I think we'll hide them in the forest here, just out of the way of those mortars and other cannon. As you can look at that, It's a beautiful location to siege, it really is, because they just don't know what's coming at them. Now, the guards, which we will definitely use, we'll use them to hit hard here in the centre once the cavalry's done its immediate charge. Thank goodness we've got this forest area here. It's perfect to hide in. As you can see, look at that.
Musketeers!
Hang on. We wanted the Fusiliers over here. Thank you, gentlemen. The places is going on there. And we want the guards here. The guards here stretching out across here. Look at that, hidden beautifully. Look at that. That is an absolute joy. So they can't see us here, so we can just sort of spring out of this long grass. We'll just set them up so that we can be prepared to move pretty aggressively here. I think what we'll do, we'll have these two line infantry striking from this flank as well here. Now the cavalry isn't going to be hidden, so I might just pull the cavalry out of here, put them on this flank here, and then have these two regiments here now, gentlemen, over in the forest here, again hidden. Look at that. So they don't realise we've got that. I know we know we've left them prone here. We just pull one of these 225 off here and just set them back in the. Set them back out here, perhaps, just as a defensive formation for these. Because if they see this open, they might charge out. If they do, we can then hammer them pretty hard here on the flanks. So we'll just have our cavalry ready here on the flanks here. We've got these here as well on the flanks ready to move. Let's begin the assault, my friends. Let's take this city here. Oh, look at that, they're right on us here. Oh my goodness me. Look at this, they've got a lot of troops here, my goodness me. Are they firing at all? Yes, they are firing, so we're going to have some counter fire here. Come on, gentlemen, fire. Don't dawdle. Don't dawdle.
Close the shooting range! Close the shooting range!
Come on, gentlemen. Are you going to fire at anybody? No, you're not.
Shrapnel shot!
How far will shrapnel shot go? Ooh, we might be able to do some damage. They're not firing at all. So we're just going to leave those gentlemen alone. That's more like, look at that. That's an absolute brutal shot. Oh. Oh. Taking a bit of a pasting here, aren't they? That's what we want. We want to do as much damage as we possibly can here. It's really important here, but they're experienced, and hopefully they will come forward. Especially these two here. These two really are very experienced here. I'm just waiting for them to really just drive home the point that we want to effectively disassemble the defenders along the wall here. They've got a lot of cavalry, but to be honest with you, our cavalry is significantly stronger. So we can use that. We just need to break a hole in here, but for some reason they're not choosing to fire here at all. Oh, what a shot! The whole regiment is gone. The whole regiment has been absolutely eviscerated. Look at that. Wow. The howitzers are absolutely brutal. Good grief. We haven't done any damage here. Yes, we have. These are not. These won't last very long. There's no. Look at me. Look at that down there. Look at that. That regiment is effectively just been eliminated on the spot. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh. I mean, this quicklime is just extraordinary. I think we'll just read. Wow. These don't want to fire at all, which is fair enough. I think we might just back them away from here. I wonder if we try and hit the targets over here. Perhaps that would be more up their street. No. Right, let's get them a limit. If they're not going to do anything, they're not going to be standing around being idle, that's for sure. Pull them back. Come on, jump and limber up there. Let's go. I'm going to pull them back to here. Let's give them a bit more width here to fire from, a little bit more depth. That's more like it. That's a complete obliteration of an entire army. Sweden needs to pay the price for what they've done there in the New World. They moved against us. This is the result. They've stirred, they've poked the hornet's nest. That's glorious to see, my goodness me. Well, let's redirect now. Are they in place? They're in place. Let's unlimber. Let's see what is going on here. That's why they're trapped. Oh, we've got 90 men, that's why. Right, let's see if these now will do their job. Nope. They have no interest in participating whatsoever. Oh. Probably a wise decision. they're not going to fire, then we're going to send them back. We're not. Yeah, we're sending them away. If they're not going to do anything here, they're no good for on the battlefield. They're being sent home in disgrace for refusing to fire. Now they're moving. Here we go. Here we go. Here they come. Can we now hit the artillery, the cavalry here? Just send one of the cuirassiers ready here. Just set them here. Oh, that's a joy to see. Goodness me. Go back in now, that's absolutely fine. We've got to dismantle them before we assault on the flanks here. Oh, look at that. Are they limbered up because they can go home? They are not yet, they can go. You can withdraw. You're not any good to us at all. Let's get someone in who can help us. Oh, look at that. Reinforcements. Would you look at that? No, we're not going to tip our hand here at all. We're not going to tip our hand here at all. We're going to hold here. This is what we're waiting for. We're waiting for that ability to strike. We might move this regiment over here to catch any more reinforcements. Looks like they'll be sending additional reinforcements in, so we'll just set them back here. But look, there's some more troops there to be dealt with. Oh my gosh, we've absolutely obliterated them here. Let's put an end to this. Then what we're going to blast a hole here and a hole here with the howitzers. They can go home in disgrace. They have disgraced this regiment here because they've done nothing. They've been given orders and they refused to follow those orders. They're off. Go home in disgrace. And you gentlemen can follow. Here we go. Additional bodyguard coming in, so we might just put the bodyguard, we might put the general here. The reinforcements have reached the wall there. We've got to let them go into the... Are they going to go in there? They might just stand up. No, they're not. They're going to go inside. That's excellent. They did retreat a good chunk of them away there. But the damage really has been done here. I think we'll deal with... Oh, they only got 18 left. We'll deal with these gentlemen here now. Whittle these down. Then strike these even harder. And we can probably assault then. We've got 225 men here. Oh, that's a wonder. If these come within striking range, we're going to hit them hard here. Get rid of the reinforcements, then we're going to hit. We're going to strike. I know they've got these gentlemen here, which constitute probably their main attacking force, but what have we got here? We've had enough. 40. Let's deal with these. Got a small group here ready to strike. If we can capture the gates, they stand here, they might well get caught in the fire. They're coming along for this group here, the 12th Regiment. Here we go. Oh my God. Let's deal with them. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, they've got up on the wall as well. That's excellent. We should take care of these. I don't understand what they're doing. I've got no idea what they're doing here. But they're about to be absolutely obliterated here. Deal with the mess. We got them. We've got them. Gone. Let's deal with that. Let's deal with that. That's good. Can we do some more damage to these gentlemen here? If we can, then we can assault. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's get him. They spotted us as well, they spotted us, let's get him. We've got this cliff here. We're going to have a fight here out on this choke point. Look at that. We've got the high ground. Oh, look at that. We've got them surrounded. Switch now. Let's break the walls down. Got them. Leave no one alive, sir. No one. Oh, they've gone. They managed to get away. I think what we're going to do is wait for the reinforcements to appear. Look at that. If we can take these gentlemen out here, what a boon that would be. What a boon that would be. do this. Let's take them. There's assault. God, we've got to get them before they get inside that wall there. Gentlemen, double time. Oh, they're doing the same to us. That's more like it. Let's deal with them. Let's just deal with them. Let's swamp them. Look at that. Got to get the horse in there, the cavalry in there. Come on, lads. Let's finish them off. They're in. Right, let's get them in. Ceasefire. What the blaze is happening there? We've got them. Oh my gosh, we've absolutely shattered them. We can capture this here. We can let them through the gates. Come on, gentlemen. Don't dawdle. Come on, push through. Come on, push through now, push through. We've got to push through here. Let's get him, lads. Let's get him. lads. Oh, look at that. They come all the way around here. Get in here. We've got them. What the blazes are these doing here? Get up there, lads. You're too slow. What the blazes is going on here? Here we go. Yes, we've got a building there. Winning? Don't be silly. Get stuck in there, lads. It's having daughters here. Right, where's the main cavalry? Here's the main cavalry here. Yeah, look at them, because they should be pulled to that gate, and they are indeed, sir. Let's deal with this once and for all. Take the fight to Whoa, look at that. Straight through the house. Come on, overpower them, lads. Come on. Got them. Yes, got the general as well. What a fight this has been, my goodness me. Take them, lads. If they want to fight, they will oblige. We will oblige. Some of those gates. Quickly, sir. My goodness me, this has been a tough fight. Right, let's get the Classiers on this. Let's get these cuirassiers on the German. Let's pull the German out of here. And let's start assaulting these here. Most of the barracks, most of the buildings are under our control now. The US is in here now. We shall not be moved, sir. That's more like it. Actually, I'm going to go straight in and assault. No messing about. Get rid of him, sir. That's gone. That regiment is gone as well. This has been a heck of a fight. It really has. They put up stiff even with all the damage we've done beforehand. Laces is going on here. Get yourself a square, German. Yes! What a battle that was. That was a wonderful fight, and what a victory that was. We absolutely obliterated them. But we still took casualties. What, 837? Look at that. Almost 3,500 men gone. That should be the fall. Look at the cuirassiers. The Fusiliers as well did a wonderful job. Howitt's, look at the 32 pounders. They did more than 28. That was a wonderful fight. Oh, that's going to kick in the morning. Has it fallen, Reykjavik? Has it fallen to us? Yes! Look at that. Iceland fallen. Gone. Sweden gone. That's what happens when you step on the toes of the United States. This is the consequence of it, my friends. Sweden, one of the main empires, has fallen because they just misstepped. They misjudged what was happening. They thought they could take advantage of our deeds within the Middle East, but now they've suffered the full consequence of that.
Your orders?
Let's bring everything back under full control. Look at that. The population are absolutely delighted we're here. Everything, all these are freed up. We should now find. Actually, we can probably put these gentlemen in this port here, and bring this fleet up to full strength. Perfect timing. Any more? No, these are. No, this actually is. Yeah. This fleet can go into there, into Icaroi, and this can also be replenished. And let's check the New World here. That should have fallen to. Yes, it's fallen. Look at that. Agvatuk and Newfoundland both are now under rebel control. That will be ours before the year is out. What a wonder! I think we might send. I think we're going to send this force over there to take the rebels. Where are our ships here?
Any orders? Ship's orders?
As the council has requested, that we move in
Any further orders?
and retake these.
Orders, Captain.
Retake the capital. Look at that.
Siege them! Lifting siege!
Look at that. We've taken it straight away without even a shot being fired. That is a wonder. Now let's bring that up too. This can also be brought back up to full strength. Global Trading Company, that's excellent. And we'll also take Agvatuk back as well. Oh, that's a wonder. Great Britain just stepping into here and up into New York. We're just going to keep a firm eye on that there, just in case. But we should be able to take Agvatuk as well. Do we have enough? Yes, we can move there as well. We'll just move out of here.
Anything more?
Yeah, well under. Ooh, just about. That's okay. We're going to. Oh, wait, they don't have much, so what we'll do, put them back in. Agvatuk will fall. And that'll bring them all under our control. That's a wonder. There's nothing else here they had at all. I don't think they had anything else anywhere else that we could possibly. No, I think that. No. Wait. Sind. Look at that. That could be our stepping stone into the subcontinent. Rebels. That could be a way, a stepping stone. a bridgehead into the subcontinent there. But I think, my friends, I think that will be the end of the episode there. I think we might assault Persia here. Yeah, I think this is going to be the battle for next episode. We're going to assault Persia, Esfahan, the capital. That's going to be our next. Oh my gosh, I think we can do this, especially with the Marines here. We don't have any cavalry. We just got going to rely on the cannon to do a lot of damage. We don't have any cavalry. Who am I kidding? We've got nearly 1,400 cavalry men here ready to strike in as soon as we open those walls. We might be able to bring one in straight away, possibly. But we've got cavalry back up here. But that'll be our next target. Is Esfahan. We're going to strike hard now and start to really put our foot down on some of these nations here that are taking advantage of us. But my friends, that's going to be the end of this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, thank you for your wonderful advice and support. Plenty more action to come. Plenty more battles to come. And we've got a lot to discuss after we've sort of quelled the Middle Eastern unrest. Do we then deal with Germany first? Or do we use that sort of foothold we could maybe get into Sind and maybe launch a full-scale assault on the subcontinent? It'd be a tough ask because most of our armies are not where they should be for such an operation. Putting them off the front lines now would be a considerable threat to ourselves. So it would be, quite a risky operation. But maybe we take advantage of that Sind rebel territory there to put our foothold in there. But you can guarantee the Marathans would respond in force to move us away from that. So we've got to be careful there. But I'll leave that in the council's hands. But as always, my friends, thank you for your wonderful support and advice. As always, please be safe whatever you're doing. But until next time, bye for now.